And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Choice Pond pregame show. I'm Adam Gore, joined by Mr. Jim Ingram here as we're just moments away from that First American National Bank opening kickoff between ICC and Hinds. And Mr. Jim, finally football has returned to Fulton.
This is great. First home game. We're very excited. Have a great crowd tonight. Playing Hinds, who didn't officially play last Thursday night. So we'll see if they've got tonight, and we can talk about a little bit about our game last week, which was a thrilling ball game.
Absolutely. We'll talk later in the Choice Pond pregame show with Coach Sean Cannon about last week's game and preview tonight's game with the Eagles of Hinds right after this. We'll be back with more on FM 95 Sports and Let's Go ICCTV.com.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
With Farm Bureau, you're getting local agents, great auto rates, and fast, friendly claims.
Great. Glad I went with Farm Bureau.
No, it's Farm Bureau.
Farv.
Say it with me. Farm.
Farv.
Ma. You know what? Doesn't matter. Either way, you're all set.
See? That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
For coverage you can't beat. Farm Bureau Insurance.
When I grow up, I'm gonna redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
And welcome back to the Choice Pond pregame show. Adam Gore, Jim Ingram here, and Mr. Jim, exciting day already. Campus has been buzzing with the first home football game of the season. Last week, the Indians came up on the short end of the stick, but my, oh my, what a football game, an instant classic as the Indians fell 42-41 to the Gulf Coast.
No doubt about it. You know, it was a great ball game. You know, let's be honest, in the first half, we could not stop them, Adam. And you and I talked at halftime, we're going to have to make some major adjustments, and our coaching staff did. We stopped them 7 consecutive times. We're down 42-21, came all the way back, did what I thought we should do. We scored at the end of the game, last play of the game, went for 2 to win it, came up a little bit short, but got a lot to build off that.
Absolutely. A great defensive play by Gulf Coast to negate that 2-point pass. Dan Ellington, though, what can you say about the sophomore quarterback passing for 521 yards, 4 touchdowns, rushing for 2 more touchdowns? Didn't get player of the week just probably because we didn't win because the kid from Gulf Coast, the running back from Gulf Coast got player of the week. But Dan, a UCA commit, really showing off in that football game.
No doubt about it. We talked about Dan Ellington. This is his team. He's smart. He's intelligent. He's football savvy. The players like him. He communicates well, and he's a great athlete, a dual threat at quarterback.
And when you got a guy like Terry Williams, a returning NJCAA second-team All-American, he makes 10 catches, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns in that game as well. So that tandem right there, right now leading the country, Dan leading the country in individual passing per game, Terry leading the country in individual passing yards caught or receptions per game. So that's a pretty dangerous duo.
No doubt about it. Williams showed up and Salisbury showed up last Thursday night, played extremely well. We've got some good receivers, good running backs. Our offense was fine last Thursday night, and our defense adjusted and played a great second half.
Yeah, we talked with Coach Sean Cannon about that, and that's one thing he said. The second half adjustments wasn't really a lot of adjustments. It's the fact of challenges guys to do something, and they really did that. And I think you talked about it well. We're down 21 to Gulf Coast, come back and have a chance to win it late in the ball game on the shoulders of the defense, complementing a great effort by the offense.
No doubt about it. We mentioned, they stopped them 7 times in a row when we couldn't stop them hardly in the first half. Defense stepped up. You could see the confidence building not only in the defensive team, but on the offensive team.
Absolutely. Earlier this week, we had a chance to talk with Coach Sean Cannon as we step inside Coach's Corner, being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. They meet every Monday night at 7:07, as well as the lunch period each Wednesday at the ICC Baptist Student Union. As we go now to the Coach's Corner here on FM 95 Sports and Let'sGoICCTV.com. And welcome back as we step inside Coach's Corner. Coach, big week, always exciting when you get that first home game. Nothing like the atmosphere out here at Eaton Field.
Yeah, I think our kids that's never played here before is in for a treat, with our tailgate kickoff here we have, and then our pregame festivities and things we got going on. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere for our kids, and that's one thing I've told them. I said, that's one thing about our place as we play. It's going to have a huge impact on our play just because of the crowd we had in our bands here and all of our fans, and so we're excited to look forward to taking the field, against Hinds tonight.
Well, Coach, a very unique situation. Hinds game was actually canceled last week at the start of the fourth quarter. What can you tell us that you know about Hinds as we get to know our foe?
Predominantly been a throwing football team. I know they got some really good receivers. A quarterback that broke all of Deshaun Watson's records back in Georgia. Couldn't get a whole lot from them last week just because of the weather conditions. They played at Northwest, in the rain and the wind and things like that. And, it was kind of a nasty game to watch. So I think we're going to see a lot different football team on a dry surface today. But I've challenged our kids knowing they're going to have good athletes. They've always had, and Hinds has always been known for that. And hopefully we can come back and do what we did to them last year over there and make some big plays offensively, get some stops on defense and play well in the kicking game.
Well, Coach, teams always see the biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2. How's practice been this week, and what are some of the improvements that you look to show on the field this week?
Yeah, the biggest thing I told them after the game was, freshman, you're no longer freshmen. You've got a game under your belt, so you know what to expect, and that's kind of been our focus this week of really not much as worried about who we're playing this week more than getting ourselves better. And I think our kids have had a good focus this week, and now I think they understand the importance of doing the little things. Little things lead to big things, and you go back and erase the couple of turnovers we had, got a field goal blocked early, and that's the difference of the ball game, and I tell them all the time, it's 5 plays that's going to win that game or lose that game, and we were on that other end last week, so this week we got to be able to force those mistakes against Hinds and be able to capitalize on things that they, give us on both sides of the ball.
Big game last week by Dan Ellington, 521 yards passing. Talk about his play and just sort of his leadership in that sophomore role.
Yeah, the way those guys practice is the way they play. Him, Terry, a lot of guys offensively. And we had some good individual performance on defense as well. But it just goes back to doing the things that you need to do in practice every day. Getting lined up and making your calls, making your checks, and and then being able to do the same things you do on game day. And, and we expect that from sophomores. These guys have been around. They know what to expect. And, we're still looking for bigger things from those guys week in and week out.
Coach, keys to victory, what will they be tonight?
We got to make sure we take care of the football. Having the turnovers last week, really put us in a bind. Can't give up the big plays early in the game. We got to make teams at least drive the football if they're going to make their plays and not give them anything cheap. And then, kicking game's got to be a big for us this week. Last year we blocked a punt against them, kind of set us up in some momentum against these guys, and that's one thing we've concentrated on this week is making sure that part of the game is won, and then defensively not giving up the big play like we did early. But you can't win if you give up 35 points in a quarter, and that's one thing that we've got to make sure that we eliminate, and we still got to keep making our plays offensively. being able to run the football and then open up some passing, our passing game with Dan and Terry and those guys that, you know, can make some plays on the perimeter for us.
Coach, appreciate your time, and good luck tonight against Hinds.
All right, thanks.
And welcome back to the Choice Pond pregame show. As you just heard there from Coach Sean Cannon, he's really talked about a lot during that segment. One of the things he talked about was his keys to victory, and that's one thing we're going to you now, Mr. Jim. What are your Bank of Oklahoma keys to victory for tonight's game for the Indians?
I think it's very important to start out on a strong, fast tonight. We got our home crowd here. They want to see something positive. Let's take the lead in the game. Let's make Hinds catch up with us. I think don't turn the ball over and start out quickly tonight.
Absolutely. Those are some of your keys to victory being brought to you by the Bank of Oklahoma. John Harrod and Company always doing a great job there partnering with us here at ICC. We're going to take a quick timeout and come back with more of the Choice Pond pregame show right here on FM 95 Sports and Let's Go ICCTV.com, the Red Channel.
All right, we're back with one of the best dunkers in basketball. His name is Zach Levine.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, enough with the jibber jab. Let's roll Zach's top 10 dunks.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Hachi, chachi, dunky, reeny.
Guys, these aren't my dunks. These are sandwiches.
Welcome to our house, Zach.
That's right. We live here.
You live here with the sandwiches?
No, I have a home and a wife and a child.
I live here with the sandwiches.
Try the new Dunked Ultimate Chicken Sandwich in 3 bold flavors and get half-price shakes and ice cream slushes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Best pizza, New York style.
No way. Chicago deep dish.
Nah. White pie.
Half veggies, half meat. Just cheese.
No, pepperoni.
Extra crunchy.
Truly. Has to be gluten-free.
Pop it with arugula.
No, basil.
Eggplant. Dude, really?
That's not pizza, come on.
Pizza.
And a Coke.
You got that right. 2 Cokes, please.
My pizza goes best with a Coke.
An ice cold Coke.
Only with a Coke.
And welcome back to the Choice Pond pregame show. Adam Gore, Jim Ingram here for FM 95 Sports, as well as Let's Go ICCTV.com. We're getting ready for our Coca-Cola starting lineups. No changes from last week. Can't blame them. Pretty good performance last week, hanging up 41 points. Mr. Jim, though, Coke has been a long-time proud partner with ICC, not only the athletics, but in the entire college as well. I know you with the foundation work closely with Coke. Without guys like Buddy Long and company, couldn't do a lot of things we do here at ICC.
Great organization, and Buddy Long has been very kind to the college. He supports the college. We want to support Coke as much as we can. We appreciate them sponsoring us at ICC and everything they do.
Absolutely. Well, let's check out tonight's Coca-Cola starting lineup presented by the Tupelo Coca-Cola bottlers.
Dan Ellington, quarterback, Olive Branch, Mississippi.
Kadarius Forsythe, running back, West Point, Mississippi.
Aaron Scholler, offensive line, Olive Branch, Mississippi.
Devontae Willis, right guard, Aberdeen, Mississippi.
Jordan Smithy, center, Tupelo, Mississippi.
Preston Hinds, offensive line, Olive Branch, Mississippi.
Jalen Gallimore, offensive line, Batesville, Mississippi.
Terry Williams, wide receiver, Little Bend, Mississippi.
Christian Salisbury, wide receiver, South Haven, Mississippi.
Malik Honeycutt, wide receiver, Tallahassee, Florida.
Jamel Thomas, wide receiver, Columbus, Mississippi.
Travis Sala, defensive end, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Sterling Stone, defensive lineman, Birmingham, Alabama.
David Little, defensive back, Saltillo, Mississippi.
B.J. Williams, corner, Aberdeen, Mississippi.
Poinsett Hurd, safety, Hamilton, Mississippi.
Devin Hollins, defensive back, South Haven, Mississippi.
Jarvis Hayes, outside linebacker, Slocum, Alabama.
Devin Fox, linebacker, South Haven, Mississippi.
Torrance Moore, linebacker, Kansas City.
Q Light, outside linebacker, Grenada, Mississippi.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare.
Gotta be well done.
Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkey's for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that.
Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
I got a great deal on pizza.
You went to Little Caesars and got an extra most bestest with the most cheese and pepperoni for just $6.
I got a terrible deal on pizza.
Give me that.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni at the nation's best price. Little Caesars $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza, pizza.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Choice Pawn pregame show. We're getting closer to that First American National Bank opening kick between ICC and Hinds, the first home game of the year here for the Indians. It has been an exciting day on campus, an electric atmosphere leading up to it. Now, Jim, we're just got to kick this thing off and get it started.
I'm ready, Adam, and we should have a lot of confidence tonight. We came back last week against a really good team on the road. We're playing at home tonight. We got a great crowd here tonight. Our team has confidence in what they can do offensively and defensively. Let's start out fast.
Yep.
Let's take advantage of the home crowd, and let's win this ball game.
Absolutely, and you touched on it. Sean touched on it a little bit as well. Let's talk about that wild card before we take it to the kickoff here. Hinds played 3 quarters, got rained out, got stopped. No contest between Hinds and Northwest, so it kind of makes it an interesting situation. This is almost the first game of the year for the Eagles.
No doubt about it. We've got a game under our belt. Now, the advantage is we're not sure what they're going to do. They didn't show much last week with the weather situation, but we know what we can do. We're at home. Let's just play ICC football and find a way to win.
I like that. That's another Bank of Oklahoma keys of victory there for the Indians. So we're just moments away from that First American National Bank opening kickoff between the Indians and the Eagles. We'll come back with that right after this on FM 95 Sports and Let's Go ICCTV.com.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
All right, we're back with one of the best dunkers in basketball. His name is Zach Levine.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, enough with the jibber jab. Let's roll Zach's top 10 dunks.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Hachi, chachi, donkey, rini.
Guys, these aren't my dunks. These are sandwiches.
Welcome to our house, Zach.
That's
right. We live here.
You live here with the sandwiches?
No, I have a home and a wife and a child.
I live here with the sandwiches.
Try the new Dunked Ultimate Chicken Sandwich in 3 bold flavors and get half-price shakes and ice cream slushes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
From the moment they were young, you cheered them on. You defended them and you encouraged them. Why? Because as a child's parent, you are their greatest influence. You always wanted them to be better, accomplish more, and make a difference. We want that too. At Itawamba Community College, we give them the opportunity to live a life above the bar.